It's Gem City Tonight with Andrew Medakaitis, featuring music director Amy James. Tonight's guest, the owner of Carl and Dorothy's Christmas Trees, Ben Young. Crisis Intervention Specialist, Stephanie Saygraves. And from the University of Dayton, Assistant Professor of Marketing, Riley Dugan. And now, here's your host, Andrew Medakaitis.
All right. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you guys so much. I like how they're clapping because they think it's going to be good. Oh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gem City Tonight. I am your host, amazingly still, Andrew Medakaitis. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving, because right now it's Saturday night. Everyone's sitting at home, fat, happy, and it depends on where you're watching this from. Your home, a hotel, or a hospital room, because the holidays brings out the best in us. Actually, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. It's like Christmas, but only without the guilt and a lot more drinking. There's actually two types of people around this holiday. Those who pig out on Canadian Club, Grandma's Jell-O, and get loaded on tryptophan. Google that if you don't know what it is. That's why you're sleepy right now. And they're sitting there watching football. And then there are those who, for some reason, get up at some ungodly hour, 5 a.m., and do a 5K turkey trot. Seriously? We have an audience member that actually does this. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for making it. You too? All right, the entire audience. I'm the only one that doesn't do it. No. You're running around like a $6 million man, and you're making us all feel bad for eating 42,000 calories in 18 minutes. Thank you. Look, I have my reflective vest and my camel pack full of water. Yeah, I'm in a recliner with a tumbler of scotch watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Have a nice run, Keith. Don't pull a hammy. No. We don't have that many people in the audience. Like, 18% of them run this thing. That was actually pretty good math for that fast in my head. But there are many traditions that take before and after Thanksgiving. One, of course, being the actual national pardoning of the turkeys. Do you know this actually takes place? So, of course, this actually took place in 1947 when Harry Truman did it for the first time. We just didn't know that the largest turkey we'd be pardoning this year is actually in the Oval Office. We take shots at both sides here. Don't worry, I'll take a shot at the Democrats at some point because we're special too. But if you think about it, Trump has a lot with a turkey. Nice crispy orange, stuffed full of something, tiny hands. So, I hope to God we get a letter on that. I actually found out what they do is they actually have two birds. One gets picked and it goes off to live a life of luxury in a petting zoo and for the rest of its days in a lap of luxury. The other one gets eaten. You know, if the Oscars were like this, I'd actually watch. Eddie Redmayne, you win. Michael Keaton, you're on the menu. You are Batman, you are lunch. But I learned from SouthernLiving.com the most unwanted and uneaten food at Thanksgiving. Want to take a guess? Green bean casserole. I know, I love green bean. That's the face I made. Now, I need to stop and thank my friend Zach Anderson for this story. He brought it to my attention. And we are appalled here. Next on the list, actually, was cranberry sauce, followed by sweet potato casserole. That sounds gross. Pumpkin pie, and finally rounding out this list, turkey. The most uneaten thing on the table was the turkey. Oh, like I said, I'm appalled. But no one was more appalled than the actual woman who invented the green bean casserole. Her name? Dorcas Riley. Not making it up. It's a biblical name. I had to Google that. Her name is Dorcas Riley. She actually invented the casserole for Campbell's Soup. She's actually been a kitchen advisor since 1955. And she did some of the things that we eat every day. She created pies, she did soups, and she did casseroles. Or if you're in Minnesota, I'm going to piss everyone off there, it's called a hot dish. You're welcome, Minnesota. Gotcha. That's for you. But actually, green bean is such a national staple that in 2002, Campbell's donated the original recipe card to the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, Dorcas is no longer with us. We learned that last year she passed away at the age of 92. And we did some research. It was a lovely service and learned that she was cremated in a ceramic dish for 45 minutes at 375 degrees. Thank you, yes. I wrote it, I love it, I kept it in. Imagine going through life with your name being Dorcas. Dorcas, right? What is your nickname, even? Dork? I hope to God she's going by Riley. All right. Speaking of getting eaten and fighting for your life, Black Friday shopping is happening right now. Black Friday was yesterday, and people are still shopping all the way up until Cyber Monday, which is on Monday. I've only been Black Friday shopping once. Less bodies were left on Iwo Jima than in the aisles of the Best Buy here in Dayton, Ohio. It was crazy. Just people are everywhere. Shopping on Black Friday is the opposite of the Titanic. Women and children first. Yeah, you're the first ones to get waylaid and mowed down. Like the Bears going after Aaron Rodgers. You're going to get leveled. But according to BlackFridayDeaths.com, I'm really not making that one up. Since 2010, 12 people have been killed in Black Friday. I mean, seriously, just look at this video that we have. It's of Walmart over $2 waffle irons. Check this video out. What the hell? Somebody hold me. $2 for waffle irons. This is what happens. We couldn't show that. Actually, we're going to put the rest of that clip on gemstudytonight.com because at 17 seconds, some woman loses her pants. And it's just butt. It's just nothing, but it's just butt. And butt and waffle irons. Butt and waffle irons. Happy holidays. But I want to hit some of the other highlights. Like in 2008, 2 women actually turned a Palm Desert, California Toys R Us into the OK Corral when they started shooting each other over a Barbie. Yes, I didn't know it was Papa Cap in Your Ass Barbie Day. Only available in Compton. And then in 2011, a mother of 3 actually pepper sprayed an entire crowd. She threw pepper spray around more than Emeril Lagasse does on a lemon zest chicken. And seriously, for what reason? The LA Police Department is like, whoa, calm down, woman. We don't even do this. You know what was over? A Wii video game. And when she got arrested, she admitted it wasn't for self-defense. She admitted she went like GoldenEye 64 on these people and started picking these people off just to get to the front of the line. Openly admitted it. And finally, in 2009 in West Virginia, at a Walmart, Black Friday shoppers completely missed the fact that a woman gave birth in the Walmart. Not the most appalling part of the story, the woman refused medical assistance so she could keep shopping. I mean, if you're going to give birth other than a hospital, obviously, Walmart's not a bad place to do it. You can pretty much get the baby clean, covered, and fed with everything in the store. The only thing harder than trying to find a baby daddy in West Virginia was somebody helping you to check out. I can never shop at Walmart anymore. Those are 2 Walmarts back to back. I actually like Walmart. But seriously, think about it. Between the shootings, tramplings, and the deaths, it seems the only other group of people that seems less likely to look out for other people's safety is the NRA. We're taking some shots in this monologue. No pun intended. Really no pun. Wow. Oh, I didn't even mean to do that. I did not even mean to do that. Anyway, and we're back. That's not even the most disturbing fact about Black Friday. It's the origin of the phrase Black Friday. Now, keep in mind, this phrase is said all over the world every year by almost pretty much everyone, unless you're like Swahili Bantu, and it's like, Black Friday. Now, it's been argued that they call this because companies generally go from being in the red and having low profits to turning a profit and being in the black. Hence, they call it Black Friday. Now, this would totally make sense unless the, internet didn't exist. Kathy fell down. Until you learned that the earliest evidence of the phrase Black Friday actually originated in Philadelphia in 1961, where a local white reporter used it to describe all of the heavy pedestrians and disruptive shoppers that were taking to the streets after Thanksgiving in 1961. And after doing some research, we found that in the 1960 census, of the 2 million people actually living in Philadelphia, 48% were African American. Yeah, you're all figuring that out in your head. And think about it, if 3 years later, we actually had the race riots of August of '64. Race riots or discounts on 1,000-count sheets and smart TVs? I'll let you decide. Details at 11. But yeah, that's where it comes from. So can we please stop calling it Black Friday and call it anything else? Let's actually call it what it's really supposed to be. Psychotic Karen with her 3 kids and a pumpkin spice latte and an Uzi at a Walmart. That's what it is. That's what it is. Let's just call it what it is. Karen. Did they just come out with 3 kids wanting to talk to the manager? Or they're actually babies named Karen? Now, we have an expert on the show tonight that's going to help us kind of move through the sea and navigate shopping woes that are coming up for you this holiday season. And if you're like me, you pretty much waited to the last minute to get anyone to help with anything in your life. So tonight, we're going to have a guy who's going to help us with that. So this is going to be a segment that's going to highlight some of the great companies that not only support the show, but that you can use for your family as well. But we'll get to the toys in a little bit. I want to briefly touch on what the toys, gifts, and obvious things you're going to return this holiday season actually go under. The tree. Let's talk about the tree. And by the way, nobody wants oven mitts, Aunt Karen. 3 years in a row. Don't want them. Don't want them. I wish that wasn't a joke. That's actually a joke. It's true. Now, in America, 25 to 30 million real trees are sold every year. So, and it's a $1 million industry. And there's actually 27.1 million opposed to the 23 million fake trees. So real trees are always in high demand. And a lot of people don't know that there are many types of trees and different subcategories within those. But we have a great segment tonight. We're going to talk to Ben Young at Young's Dairy about Christmas trees. We're going to cut one down and donate it. But one of the biggest things a lot of people don't know is how to take care of them. So if you go to realchristmastrees.org, this is a website, if you go to that, you can learn fun facts like, do you know that a properly taken care of tree only lasts about 6 weeks, unlike your last Match.com girlfriend? They need water. It's a horrible joke. I kept it in. They need water every day, just like your drunk uncle through the holidays. Unlike your boss at the office Christmas party, this is wood you don't need to drill. I like that joke and nobody laughs. And when you're done with it, you don't just throw them out, okay? And the other thing is, and of course, please do not burn them. Between 2013 and 2017, the U.S. Fire Department responded on an average 160 home fires between November and January 1st. On average. They caused 3 deaths, 15 injuries just alone, and $10 million in property damage. Yeah, that's according to the National Fire Protection Association, the NFPA. Now, the more I read this, the more I can't feel that having a Christmas tree is a lot like having a relationship. You search and search for a really good one. Finally, you find it, and you bring it into your house to make it a home. Sometimes it has a bald spot. You decorated it and put a lot of stuff on it to make it look somewhat good so you can show it to other people. And then it starts to drink everything in your house. And it gets overwhelming. And you don't like the sight of it anymore. And then after a while, you just hope it doesn't kill you in your sleep. Anyway, we got a great show tonight. We'll be right back with more Gem City Tonight. Good evening and welcome back to Gem City Tonight. Oh, that was a dicey monologue. Whew. You guys can clap. It's fine. There we go. See? I paid them to do that. So every week we do a desk piece, and by the way, we're decorated for Christmas here. Like, Robert, we get a shot of the whole thing. Back up a little bit. We have. Look at this. We got the tree. We got, Ricky went crazy and decided to do the, yeah, here we go, wide. We have the entire cast. And it, did you put me up here? Yeah, you're all right. Oh, I'm all the way, okay. The tree, which by the way, okay. All right, let's get to this real quick. So the tree has tinsel on it. Just out of show of hands on everybody, who actually puts tinsel on their tree? Nope. No? Nope. Sometimes. See, I know Kathy's in there because we were talking about it earlier. This makes a tree. This is like a car without tires. This makes a tree. We were trying to find it the other day, and I put it on every tree, and I was talking to Lowell, and I was talking to Ricky, and I was talking to somebody, and they're like, she's like, I don't use tinsel. We're like, how do you not use tinsel? It's like having a cocktail without ice. What's wrong with you people? It's tinsel. Buy it. Use it. Okay, get the Christmas tree out of frame. Come here. Zoom in. I don't care about the tree anymore. I'm not the Grinch. But every week we do a desk piece, and we figured this week, obviously we're going to do toys a little bit later, so we decided to do the worst Christmas gifts we could find. So before we go to the card, worst Christmas gift in the audience? Silence. That's the worst gift I've ever received this year. Silence. Worst. Mine was an ant farm. Books? Yes. Books aren't bad. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Oh, yes, books. The primitive form of DVDs. Yeah, awful. Coasters?
As a child.
You got coasters as a child?
Yes.
What? My aunt actually, who's probably watching this, my aunt gave me Naked Lady playing cards. And I was 8? Ish? Yeah. Started a hell of a poker ring, though. You really need to double down on double juice boxes, let me tell you. Oh, I thought that was funny. All right, so we actually went to Facebook, and the worst tater mitts? That's a thing for peeling tomatoes? Or potatoes? Tater mitts? These are a thing. A handbag crocheted from Wonder Bread bags. I'm reading this right? A handbag crocheted from Wonder Bread bags. And why? It doesn't, my brain is weird, not even going through my skull to put those two things. These are words I've never seen in the same sentence before. I've seen these words, not together. Oh, you're not alone. Coasters as a kid.
I think I put that up.
Is that you? Hey!
I only had one really bad.
Coasters as a kid. Windshield washer fluid, I was 11. That's, wow. Shelf paper? What is shelf paper?
Oh, the sticky paper you put on the paper you put on the shelves, like to line your shelves.
Really? Who thinks that's a gift? Oh, somebody. Are you kidding me?
Nope, bought it this week.
Wow. John in the audience, John's going to join us a little bit later. But yeah, wow. All right. Vaseline intensive care. I'm really, this is, you can zoom in on Vaseline. A stolen pint glass from your favorite hockey team. Okay, that's effort, love, and larceny. That's not bad. Wow, that's a lot. Washer fluid. By the way, okay, and before we go and we go to our next segment, does anyone think if you get something with a cord that counts as a Christmas gift? Yeah? Okay. See, in my family, that came from Banta, not Santa. I don't know why the accent, but that's actually how my mom says it. So that's a Banta gift. The night the lights went out in Georgia. He's got a light go out. But yeah, no. Things with a cord, not to me, no. Not really. No. But points of debate. If you have any questions, please go to gemcitytonight.com or find us on Facebook to see what your worst Christmas gift, and you may make the show. We'll be right back with more Gem City Tonight.
A diagnosis does not define me.
And vision loss doesn't determine my character.
It's our drive that shows who we are.
And we are here to let those challenged with blinding retinal diseases know
That we are driven too.
To be a beacon of strength, a champion of courage.
An advocate for hope.
We fund.
we fight.
We win.
We
We are the foundation
fighting blindness. Join the fight at fightingblindness.org.
All right, welcome back to Gem City Tonight. So around the holidays, we really want to do something fun. And there's a place in Yellow Springs called Young's Dairy. And they have a Christmas tree farm with over 27,000 Christmas trees. It's been open for a long time. They do great stuff like Operation Evergreen and some stuff. So we decided to go out there, and we, as Gem City Tonight, wanted to have a tree and cut it down. And not only that, we wanted to donate the tree to a place that does some great the Family Violence Protection Center in Greene County. So check this segment out. It's one of my favorites we did as a Greek in the Streets. Check it out. Hey, Gem City Tonight fans. We're here at Young's Dairy at the Christmas Tree Farm at Carl and Dorothy's. This place has been open for a long time. You can come here, cut your own Christmas tree down. Today we actually get to interview Ben Young, the son of Carl and Dorothy, and we get to cut our own tree and put a little holiday spirit into the Gem City Tonight family. I have the honor of interviewing Ben Young, owner, operator, and Christmas tree aficionado of the farm. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is awesome. You have, how many acreage do you have out here?
Well, we have about 30 acres of trees. There's about 25,000 trees here. My dad started planting trees in 1985, and he started as a small operation. He started out with this Scotch pine and white pine and blue spruce. Now today our main tree is the Canaan fir. We have concolor fir, Norway spruce, white pine, Scotch pine, and a little bit of blue spruce.
So you have about, what, 27,000 trees?
About 27,000 spots, and so we call it an innard plant. So every time we cut down a tree for a harvest, we turn around and replant a new tree the next spring. And so every 8 years, that spot can harvest a tree.
So the tree behind us, which we're gonna cut down and donate, how old is this tree?
This tree is about 8 years old. It's a Canaan fir, and we planted it here, and every year we fertilize it, and it rains, and it'll grow about 12 inches a year. And we've shaped it and pruned it, and it's ready to sell.
So the big question is you named all the trees, which I didn't know until I got here. So what's the big difference between the trees?
Well, the firs are a little softer needles. The spruce are a little pricklier needle. The white pine's very soft, but sometimes won't hold the ornaments. If you like a lot of heavy ornaments, the white pine doesn't quite work. When you come out to select a tree, you want to first measure your living room, measure the height of the ceiling, and measure the area you're going to set your tree. When you get to the field, the trees look a lot smaller.
I was going to say, a lot of people probably do the Clark Griswold. They get it home and it's like all the way to the ceiling.
Get it home and it won't fit.
There it is.
Clark, do you think there's enough room for the angel?
Oh, sure, honey. I have a little more trimming to do, but that won't be a problem. Ready? I give you the Griswold family Christmas tree. A lot of sap in here. It looks great. A little full. A lot of sap.
So what would someone at home need to measure?
Yeah, measure your ceiling height and the area of your tree, area of the space that you're going to put your tree, so you have room to get around it, and of course you want to have room for presents.
Right.
And then when you get your tree home, if you get a live tree, we'll cut it into field, but within 2 hours you want that tree to get in water. And so you get it home, you get it in water, you put it in the house away from the fireplace, away from the heater vent, and keep it cool, and it'll take up water and stay fresh through the season.
So once you put it in water, how often should you put water in it? Like, how much does it absorb? How fast is it?
You'll want to check it every single day.
Really?
Trees can take up a half gallon of water a day, and eventually that'll level off, but you want to make sure you always keep fresh water in your tree.
Now, I want to talk about, because my director's back there and he wanted me to address this, how long does a tree normally last? So you can make sure it's not really like a worried fire hazard in your house. Like what exactly, like how long does a tree last?
If you cut a tree fresh, you know, just shortly after Thanksgiving, it'll easily last through the season. So 3 to 4 weeks.
Which brings me to my next point. You guys open November 29th for trees?
Yep, and we open the day after Thanksgiving, and we'll be open Monday through Friday 11 to 5. And Saturday and Sunday 9 to 5.
And you have teams here. If anyone, let's say I just want to bring the family, if I don't have to bring string or anything, I just show up, I have my car, I want a tree.
Absolutely, you come out, we have the saw, have a sled you can pull the tree in when you get it back. We will shake it because there will be some dead needles in a tree. We will wrap it, and our folks will even tie it on the tree, and then everyone gets complimentary hot chocolate and popcorn.
Oh, see, why wouldn't you come up for that? So, I gotta ask, if you're having, because you've named multiple trees, if you're having one tree in your house, which one is it?
Oh, I like the Canaan fir. It's a nice tree, has great smell, and it holds its needles well. It has a nice shape to it, and it's my favorite tree.
So, you grew up, you went to Ohio State to be a dairy farmer.
Correct.
So, like, you come out here, what is it like to come out here every day, see things growing, people coming out? I mean, I've drank my weight in milkshakes and ice cream at Young's Dairy. What's it like to work here?
It's a great job. It's we plant the trees in April, and so for every spot that was harvested last year, this April we planted a new tree. And then through the summer, it's mowing and fertilizing and shaping the trees. And then just for 20 to 30 days here in the winter time, we'll sell the trees. But it's fun to get out here, and it's a renewable resource, and it's very satisfying.
When's the last day someone can come out and get a tree?
Well, we're not sure. And
okay.
Because what we do is we'll open the 29th and go until we sell out of this year's crop.
Okay.
So it really just depends on our business. And we will have some trees that we're going to have pre-cuts. So if you don't want to go out and cut a tree, we're going to have some lovely trees here that are Canaan fir and Fraser fir and some Douglas fir even, and from some partners that we have here in Eastern Ohio and Michigan. And so we'll go until we run out of trees.
And last thing, not only can you get trees here, you can go inside of the gift shop and get ornaments, and you can get bells and stuff, because we're going to go in there and we're going to get some for our tree.
Yep.
But you can go in and do that?
We have the gift shop, we have stands, we have ornaments, and lots of fun things.
All right, well, I guess the next thing is to cut this baby down.
Great, well, let's go get us all on a sled.
All right, we'll be right back.
I used to feel alone, awkward, and self-conscious. I felt as if I was walking down an endless road leading nowhere. I suffered from deep depression, and I couldn't shake the pain. Soon I would catch myself having thoughts of suicide. I ached in pain for someone to come and help and tell me everything's alright. As I drifted off into my daily thoughts of emptiness, someone stepped in and reached out. They told me they were there for me. I later realized in a world this big, there will always be someone to confide in. I'm so thankful someone came to my rescue and made me feel loved. You do not have to suffer alone. Be the difference in someone's life, and don't let another beautiful life be wasted. Don't wait until it's too late. Know the signs. Give light to someone in need. If you know someone who is suicidal, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-TALK.
All right, we're back. It's way too cold out here, so I put my coat on. But actually, we're gonna go out and cut our own tree down. So come with me, and Ben's gonna help us pick our tree. So we're gonna cut down the tree. The beauty of Young's Dairy is you can actually cut your own tree. So we have the sled, we have a place to kneel, and we're actually gonna cut this bad boy down. Are you ready, Ben?
I'm ready.
All right. Proof I actually do real work. Oh, it's in my hair. Come on, bracelets, work. There we go. Ha! All right. So we've cut down our Christmas tree, and they have given me weaponry. What we're gonna do is called butt pruning. I'm not making this up, you can Google it. It's called butt pruning. So what it is the base of the tree, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it, make it even. Not only will you have room for the stand, you'll have room for lots of presents. So here we go. Butt pruning. So this is the shaking off the dead needles, right?
Correct.
All right, here we go.
right in there. Then we'll come around. Now come around on this side. Grab through there and get a sturdy branch. You can take the net right with you.
Oh, okay.
All right, you're gonna pull it through.
Oh, that's handy. Wish I did it with groceries.
It was just a little farther. All right. And the netting's great. It'll help keep the tree compact for hauling it home. Then we suggest when you get it home and put it in to stand, leave the netting on until you stand it up. That way you're not getting the
needles
branches
in the face
upside the head. Yeah, and then cut the netting off and your tree will open up and you'll be ready to decorate.
And from start to finish, like any family can do this. Like exactly what I just did. Anybody can do it.
Yep, come on out, grab the saw, and it's great fun. And sometimes it's teamwork sawing down that tree. Everybody maybe takes a turn.
Yeah, it was good. It was letting me do it. The other guys watching me were kind of laughing, which is totally fine. I'm fine with that. But no, thank you so much.
Great. Glad you're here.
So,
and,
starts November 29th?
November 29th.
Goes through?
Till we sell out. So we're probably 2 to 3 weeks.
What are your hours?
We're going to be open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Monday through Friday, 11 to 5.
Perfect. All right. Come out, get a tree. We're going to take this one. We're going to go donate it. But thanks to Ben Young, Carl and Dorothy Young, right next to Young Dairy. So come out, get a tree, get some ice cream, and have a good time. We're here at the Greene County Family Violence Prevention Center. The tree that we got from Young's Dairy, we're donating to them for their lobby and for all the families to celebrate the holidays with.
So we provide shelter for domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking survivors. We also provide a 24-hour shelter support and crisis hotline. We also provide youth and adult counseling in groups. We have case management. We also have what we call the DIVERT program, which is the Domestic Intervention Violent Emergency Response Team.
I applaud you for remembering.
Yes, we work with Xenia Police Department on that.
Okay.
We also have our DVIP, which is the Domestic Violence Intervention Program for Perpetrators.
Okay.
And yeah, pretty much what we do.
No, so there are actually people staying here?
Yes.
Okay.
We have about 33 beds for adults, plus multiple toddler beds and groups.
And are you at full capacity all the time, or?
We do have lulls, but for the most part, we are at capacity.
Okay.
Generally, we're over capacity.
So, what's one of the other ways? I mean, obviously to help the shelter. What's one of the ways? Because I look around, I see a lot of donations and so forth. So, how does one, like, watching this, give to the shelter?
Well, you can actually go to our website, violencefreefutures.org. There we have our wish list, which includes a year-round wish list of toiletries, bedding, towels,
basic necessities.
Everything. Yes, basic necessities of what we need. We also have our holiday wish list. We actually ask some families outside in the community to sponsor a family in the shelter during the holidays. They can also volunteer or just donate. They can donate items, they can donate food, or they can just provide monetary donations.
What does volunteering encompass? Like I was going to volunteer, what would I do?
Well, we have a lot of different places that you can volunteer at. You can volunteer at our events. You can actually volunteer in the administration building, which is where we are at. You can volunteer for the receptionist position. You can help out our chef, Debbie Tempton, in the kitchen in the shelter.
I can do food.
She's amazing. You can also help out with childcare. You can pretty much anything that you want to help out on, we're so willing to work with you to help provide that.
So we are here because we donated this tree for you.
Yes.
From Young's Dairy. So, and it was interesting, you walked up with the scissors and you were like, purple is for?
Is for domestic violence awareness.
So I will give you the first, since we can't do a lighting because I know you're going to decorate it. So feel free to give it a cut. And this is your tree from Gem City Tonight to you guys.
Well, thank you. And representing Family Violence Prevention Center, I will go ahead and cut the tree.
Be my guest.
All right, we're going to start.
There's no music. We should have music.
Christmas music on.
Dun, 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 dun. No, let's cheer it to fire.
We're getting it.
We're getting it. There's a lot of this. All right, we can open this up.
There we go. Almost there. Okay. Now we're going down while you get that.
This is most of the segment, is us unveiling this. Do you guys have a big Christmas event that you do?
We actually, for those that are residents in the shelter, we actually get very festive during the holiday season. We decorate, we provide amazing meals, depending on what the holiday is. We actually also provide them gifts, not only from their sponsored family, but also from Family Violence Prevention Center.
And people can help and volunteer for that as well?
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. Actually, some of our most very
This is a lot more anticlimactic than I thought it'd be. It'd be like
leaning on us. So actually, one of our
we're good. It's totally fine. I'll hold
yes. Okay, thank you. So one of our greater supporters is the Divas, and they actually come and provide holiday parties and just parties throughout the year. And so they like to do little treats and little decorations and just little fun things for the kids as well as for the adults. So
Well, that's awesome. Well, you're welcome for the tree. How does somebody watching this, how do they find you at home? What's the website? Is there?
You can go to violencefreefutures.org, or you can call us on our hotline at 937-426-2334.
Not to put you on the spot, but perfect. Thank you. All right, we're here at the Family Violence Prevention Center with Stephanie donating a tree. Thank you guys so much. We'll be right back with more Gem City Tonight.
Heiny, tushy, badonkadonk, call it what you want, but talk to your doctor, because the American Cancer Society says colon cancer is a leading cause of cancer deaths in the US. I was diagnosed with colon cancer, but I might have avoided it completely if I just had my keister checked. So get off those juicy doubles and go get your rump shaker screened so you can say you literally saved your own ass. Can we change padonkadonk?
All right, welcome back to Gem City Tonight. Like I said in the monologue, if you're like me, you probably left your shopping to the very last minute. So we actually have someone here to kind of help us through that. Then we're going to get into a segment where we highlight some items. But right now, I want to put your hands together, I can talk, for my next guest, Riley Dugan. You brought an entourage. I love it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, you brought your own cheering section.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to learn tips from you. So, thank you for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So, you are an associate. The whole title was long in the intro. So,
Yeah.
It's associate?
Soon to be associate, hopefully, if I get tenure. Fingers crossed, but currently assistant professor of marketing at the University of Dayton.
How long have you been doing that?
It's my 6th year.
Nice. Did you, when you went to school, is that what you wanted to focus in? Or?
Not at all, actually. So my undergraduate's in Russian literature and language. That's absolutely, completely useless.
Okay.
I soon realized that. The real world beckoned. And so then I got my MBA, and as I was getting my MBA, I wanted to go into marketing, right? That was my kind of ambition. And then the mortgage crisis happened, right? So this is around 2007, 2008, and the economy just completely tanked. And I remember hearing, my sister's a business professor down in Atlanta, that, you know, when the economy really starts to turn south, oftentimes marketing jobs are some of the first to go. And so I was a little bit worried because I didn't really want to enter into that at that particular time. And so, you know, she asked me, she's like, well, do you like accounting? I'm like, yeah, it's okay. And she's like, well, that's where I would go if you wanted a job. And so kind of ventured into accounting and was working out there in Denver for a few years, and just realized that, you know, as an accountant, we're always trained to think that everything goes back to accounting, right? Accounting's the backbone of the business. But I soon realized that if it weren't for marketing and sales, the accountants wouldn't have any money to count. And so, yeah, and then, you know, working.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Working for a couple of years out there, you talk about a soul-sucking job. That would certainly be the apogee of that, I suppose. And so went back, got my PhD at the University of Cincinnati, and here I am today.
So if I was going to walk into your classes, what are some of the things you teach?
I teach a lot of negotiations courses, so sales negotiation specifically, but just ways that students can negotiate more effectively no matter what it is they're doing. And then I also teach a value analysis of sales course, which basically looks at how, as a salesperson, you can quantify the value of what it is you're selling, as opposed to just saying, oh, well, this is a great product, it's going to make you money. How do to kind of explain that in ways that people who have more of a quantitative bent can understand. Put real dollar values behind it, in other words.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't understand any of that. But so what's your most popular course?
Definitely the negotiations course.
Okay. And some of that, I mean, you were negotiating just how to get a better drink at Starbucks, or like
Yeah,
what am I
absolutely. That could be
just
part
any
of it.
negotiation?
Any negotiation. I mean,
Okay.
it's something that we do in our day-to-day lives. When you're trying to persuade your spouse to go see a particular movie and they want to see a different one, if you want to go to one brewery and they want to go to a different one,
this course.
then absolutely. I mean, those things are negotiations. They're not quote-unquote formal negotiations, but many of the techniques that you would use in negotiation in the business world are applicable to our day-to-day lives as well too.
All right, that's actually really, really interesting. So you're here to help us navigate we're in the throes of shopping. We're in the throes of the holiday season.
Yeah.
So as we come to you, what are some of the things with marketing you've seen that are popular this year, trends that have been happening, stuff like that?
Well, any type of gift that's really experiential in nature. And what I mean by that is, something that, whereas, like an article of clothing, you put on the clothing. Other things, it'll just, you'll purchase the product and it'll sit on a shelf, whatever the case may be. But, as humans, we tend to remember our experiences more vividly than, receiving particular gifts. And I certainly remember, like when I was a child, I can't really pinpoint many gifts that I received that I still remember today, but I do remember playing baseball in the streets with my friends and, picking strawberries with my mother and things like that. And so those are the things that really stick out. So any gift that you can give that actually involves an experience is one that's probably going to be remembered over the years more vividly than just, my 18th sweater or my 10th pair of pants or this particular suit or even a video game or something like that. So that's really kind of what I'm seeing. And so a lot of the gifts that I've seen that have been popular this year are ones that not only combine that experiential aspect, but also an aspect of anticipation, right? So for instance, one of the most popular children's toys for young girls are these Bloom dolls, where you purchase this particular doll and then you pour some water over it, and over a period of time, only then do you realize what particular doll did you actually get. So you're waiting and waiting and waiting to see what particular doll it is, and then you're like, wow, okay, this is cool.
A Bloom doll?
Yeah, it's a Bloom doll, and and then other toys too that I've kind of noticed have kind of that same bent, where it's you purchase it and you don't know quite exactly what it is that you get yet until a certain period of time may elapse.
This is when I bring the Tamagotchi back out. I don't know if anyone in the audience remembers a Tamagotchi. That's when I bring that back out, and you have to feed it and take care of it. And
yes, absolutely, right. It's kind of like a Chia Pet, right, but for kids in a sense.
So one of the things that I've been noticing, and I actually purchased one. By the time this airs, he'll have it. A lot of a family experience, 23andMe, a lot of ancestry stuff, a lot of that stuff. Is that kind of along the lines of?
100%. That was just going to be my next point, because that's actually something I just purchased. My wife is a 23andMe, a DNA kit.
Not that she's in the audience or anything, but she's
well, I think
she's 32 feet away.
Spoil the surprise.
Spoil alert! Don't watch this until November 3rd.
Right. But absolutely, those are sorts of things that, again, and that gets also at the anticipation aspect too, right? Because when purchasing a kit like that, you have to wait for a period of time to find out, okay, where do my people come from? When I did it, I was surprised to find that I'm actually 5% Neanderthal. So I'm only 95%.
Shit, I'm like 100% Neanderthal.
I'm 5%, I'm not even of this species. And finding that out, or waiting to find that out, was just an absolute blast. Something that I thought was just really fascinating. Another thing that I've been kind of buying recently is the Hunter Killer sets. And I don't know if you've heard about this, but for those of you who like true crime, and my wife and I are huge fans of true crime, Dateline, things of that nature, what Hunter Killer does is, every week or every couple of days or even every month.
Does someone hunt and kill?
Yeah. So what happens is you get clues to solve a murder, and over a period of time you get more and more clues, and you have to eliminate suspects. In some instances, find murder weapons, things like that. So it's very experiential.
This is called being a cop.
Right, exactly. It's exactly.
That's all this is. That's all this is. It's being a detective.
But without all the negative potential
externalities.
Stuff? Yes, it is. And so that's something that we're doing right now too. And so for those of you who like true crime drama, highly recommend that as well too.
Holy crap. Honey, it's a bloody hatchet. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I'm playing a game.
It's a game.
Playing a game. All right. Well, we're gonna come back. We have a couple items that I want you to kind of highlight and talk about. We're gonna try to cover the gamut: boys, girls, men, women.
Absolutely.
And go from there. So, all right, gonna stick around?
Absolutely.
All right. We'll be right back with more Gem Cities tonight.
Every child deserves a future. Every last child. That's why we do whatever it takes to ensure children grow up healthy, learning, and safe. Right here in the US and around the world, just as we have for nearly 100 years. When it comes to children, we know that even the smallest act can make a big difference. By changing children's lives now, we're changing the course of their futures and ours. Join us.
All right, welcome back to Gem City tonight. So as we were talking to Riley, we're actually going to do a couple items that we have here, how it applies to the marketing and buying world. So everyone always says the same thing every holiday. I have no idea what to buy them.
Yeah.
So what's a way to kind of combat that or get over that?
Well, one big way is tie-ins to movies are always big. And so here we see some dolls, for instance, that are from the movie Frozen. And so, typically around this time of year, really big blockbuster movies come out. And so toys and other merchandise associated with those movies often gets constructed and sold. And so this is a perfect example of that. So, if you know your child is into a particular movie, that would be a great place to start.
It's my pumpkin spice latte. It's my pumpkin spice latte. All right. So, see. Ha! The throwing of the dolls.
The throwing of the dolls.
The throwing of the dolls. So, I want to move over to La Terrine is actually the watch company that sponsors the show.
Very cool.
But obviously, a lot of people are going to Apple Watches and iWatches and all this other stuff. Is it like a sentimental thing now? How would you kind of market that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a challenge. I mean, because I think a lot of young people aren't wearing watches. And as you mentioned, when they are wearing watches, it's an Apple Watch, it's a Fitbit, it's, a Samsung watch, things that can kind of track your exercise activity and things like that. But, these watches are really elegant. They look gorgeous. They fit really well with a business suit. And so, if you're looking at it and thinking about it more as kind of a jewelry type accessory rather than an actual timepiece, I think that's one way to really kind of position this particular product.
Okay.
And one of the great things about this watch company too is that they're very affordable as well too. You can pay out the nose for watches. I mean, I heard of a student actually who paid $250,000 for a watch over in Oakland. So
that's a house.
I know. These are a little bit less expensive.
Did it make
than that.
fries?
It should. I would think so for that much money. But
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So when you kind of position it more as kind of like a jewelry type accessory rather than a timepiece or something that simply lets you know what time and date it is, then I think you really kind of open it up to a new market segment.
It's like in the 80s, like if having the Rolex or having the watch was like the thing.
Right, exactly.
And then a lot of times like watches get passed down and so
Right.
forth. So
Right, yeah.
Okay. Moving over to, as you can see, this one's just a little drank because I had some. But fire department coffee, every morning. Now you're seeing a lot of stuff's infused with bourbon and coffee these days. But so just a generic family gift? I mean, this seems pretty simple, but is it a way to make it special?
Well, it's interesting too, because with this particular brand of coffee, a percentage of the sales goes to support firefighters. And, one of the things that consumers typically like is to purchase products which kind of in some way fit their idealized version of themselves, whether it's something that promotes social responsibility, care for the environment, buying American patriotism, or supporting firefighters. And, firefighting is certainly one of those professions that I think anybody can get around and certainly appreciate all the hard work and dangerous work that they do.
Yeah, it's owned, like I said, it's owned by veteran firefighters, and I mean it's crazy. Now, one of the reasons I like it because it's infused with alcohol.
You got it.
And as you can see, this one has been tried. You can actually smell it.
Oh wow, that's
like
really cool.
It's like my wife walked up. I was like, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, no, it's just the coffee. Probably just the coffee.
Yeah.
So the big trend nowadays is socks. I mean, the socks that I wear.
Yeah.
So. Once again, this is a simple gift. Like if you gave this to an 8-year-old, they'd be like, "Mom, socks." But how do you market this? This is the challenge.
Beer helps. I mean, I'm currently wearing socks that commemorates my best sport, which is beer pong, and so I think certainly anything that's related to beer is always going to be appreciated by beer lovers. And socks is one of those gifts too, which was really cool from the perspective of the giver, is that it's very affordable, right? So for $6 or $8, you can give someone really a meaningful gift.
In dog beers, I've had one.
Yeah,
I love that. That's good.
So it's really cool, if you're like me, you lose socks all the time. They go into the washing machine and they seemingly
go to
never come
Narnia.
out. Right, exactly. And so you can
come back. Yeah. And
you can never have enough pairs. And this is something that's very affordable. It's very cool. It really kind of expresses your unique individual personality. So.
And the sock drawer is a woman-owned company too.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So
based out of California,
which I love. So they gave us some socks. I'm going to be wearing them hopefully through the remainder of the season.
Very cool.
All right, let's get to the beast on the table.
Yeah.
So I tried to put this thing together. It's the Paranormal Interceptor Bus 3000. It says 8 years and plus.
Yeah.
I thought that was the age. That's how long it's going to take you goddamn to put this thing together.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's actually what it is. So obviously Lego forefront of the market, but like they've come out with so many different things. This is intricate.
Yeah, it's very intricate. And it's also really cool because it syncs up to a mobile device. And so it actually engages the participant not only in building the set, but also in using augmented reality.
Yeah.
Right? So, at various stages of the building process, you're going to fight different villains and ghosts and things like that. And, just kind of piggybacking off of what I was saying earlier with kind of that expectation that people really enjoy with gifts. This kind of also kind of ties into that as well, too, because at various levels, you don't know what ghost you're going to face or really what's next. And so it's an awesome gift, but like you said, it's seemingly really complicated to put together. And so for people like me with no mechanical ability whatsoever, it's a nightmare.
The only thing that made me angrier than stepping on a Lego is actually trying to put this thing together. Yeah. But I promise you, I can find an 8-year-old right now, and it's just going to be like, oh, bleep, done.
Exactly.
The Da Vinci of Legos. I'm like, all right. So, final thing, what do you tell somebody that they think they have the perfect gift? What do you tell them, like, go out and buy another one? Is that negotiating tactic? How do you return a gift? Where's the negotiation of that?
Right.
That's a whole different segment.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I want to thank you so much for
coming
coming on
Thank you so
the
much.
show.
I
Truly
appreciate
appreciate this.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back with more Gem City Tonight. All right, that's our show. I want to thank Ben Young of Young's Dairy. I want to thank Riley Dugan from the University of Dayton. And you guys, happy shopping, happy hunting. We have some great items. All of these items and the links will be available at gemcitytonight.com. Thank you guys so much. And remember, you're not alone.
And you never will be.
Have a good night, Dayton.
This was
So
such a
if you
good
could
idea.
have butt trimmed better, I think it would have. Isn't that what it was called?
It's called butt trimming, yeah.
Butt trimming?
I'm not making
you trim the
this
bottom of
up.
the tree. It's called butt trimming.
I like that term.
Are you still
I know.
rolling?
I wish I was making this up, but you can't make this up.
That's hilarious.
Over here.
Yeah.
Undo that one. We missed the tree. It's supposed to brace it all four sides.
Nice.
You still recording this?
Yes, he's doing the whole thing.
Okay.
I've undone it a little.
Okay.
Is it enough?
Hold on.
It's standing, but wait.
All right, now
Yep.
push it back in.
All the jokes are coming to my head right now.
Go ahead, spill them. We're all adults.
He's rolling.
No, we're rolling.
And I'd like to keep this on at 8 and not get pushed
Yeah, 'cause-
after midnight.
Yeah, after that we have to be put on at midnight because it's too adult.
All right, I'm gonna let it go.
It's gonna fall this way.
Yep.
Okay.
The screw doesn't go any farther.
You know what? That's still in.
Is it? Can we lean it up against the wall for now?
There, perfect.
Yeah, well,
It's in.
The leaning tower of
The leaning tower of
Christmas
trees.
We will take care of it from here.
Oh, and that's how you put up a Christmas tree.
Night show.
Fix the newel post!